losers go to school.
Hey, my name's Travis. I grew up a pretty average kid. I mean, I was an idiot, but I was pretty average. I like to sleep, play sports, read the paper, you know, typical kid things. I actually grew up on a farm, which probably explains why I was such a ladies' man. And this is before being on a farm was even cool. I guess you could say I was a bit of a trendsetter there. That is, until I got to high school. And then I thought collecting Jordans, rapping, and riding motorcycles would make me popular. It's no wonder my teachers didn't have much faith in me.
Throughout his school years, this story was the same. I heard from many a teacher, yes, Travis is average. Maybe Mrs. Stewart, you expect a little bit too much. You know, maybe he's not quite college material.
Except my mom, of course. She was a second grade teacher and she knew that I was gonna graduate. She knew that because she was on my ass about everything, every second of every day. Love you, Mom. I did end up going to college, and I partied a little bit, but I still made it home every single weekend to see her. I graduated magna cum laude, which is French for I had no social life. And I even went on to get 2 master's degrees after that. So now I'm 28, I work a great corporate job, live a very comfortable life. So was college worth my investment? Well, we'll talk about that throughout the video, and hopefully this will help some of you guys out. If it does, please give the video a like, subscribe, share it with a friend, and if not, just leave a comment down below that I'm still an idiot. So I graduated with my undergrad from a college called Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio, and everyone from the surrounding area used to say Wright State, wrong school, because it wasn't the Ohio State University, it wasn't the prestigious private schools, University of Dayton or anything like that. But it's cool to look back and see now that me and my friends that graduated from there are doing really well, and I think things are going well for us, and a lot of the kids that went to those fancy schools that their parents are paying for are living in their parents' basement now and doing cocaine. But that's a side note, a little bit bitter if you can't tell. But overall, really, really good experience. I would just say I had a much different college experience than most people. What was I like in college? that response right there says it all.
I don't know if I can respond to that.
You can respond. Give him the truth. Give him the truth.
You know what the actual truth is? This is what I remember about Travis in college. An egg and spinach omelet, oatmeal. Hold on. All types of studying and shoes. Those are my 4 Travis.
Omelets, oatmeal, studying, and shoes.
Yeah. A damn late night omelet.
If you were to have asked me at that time why I was even in college, I just would have said, I don't know, because you have to go to college and get a good job, and that's what's taught to you throughout school. And still to this day, I think that's the underlying belief. And I think for some occupations, that's true. Take my job, for example. Like, I'm an accountant. You have to have a degree to be an accountant at 99.99% of places, right? And even more specifically, like where I'm at, you have to have an accounting degree. So when I was an undergrad, I was a finance major and I got a minor in business management. Like, that wouldn't even be good enough. You have to have a degree in accounting. So if you're looking at certain professions like that, a doctor, a lawyer, yeah, you're gonna need a college degree. But there's a lot of things out there that you can do that aren't going to require one. So I'd say the first piece of advice I can give you is know what you want to do. And that's asking a lot at 18 years old. So if you're unsure, my biggest recommendation would be don't jump into a $40,000 a year school, some private school because all your friends are going there, because you gotta remember that money has to be paid back at some time. Like, it's not just gonna come from nowhere. It's not like you can file bankruptcy and it'll go away. Student debt is unforgivable, so it's gonna be there forever, right? So my biggest recommendation would be start at community college. I did not do this, but I wish I did. I would have saved a lot of money because you're taking the exact same general ed classes and paying a fraction of the expense. Now, when you're graduating from high school, are there gonna be people that make fun of you for going to community college? Absolutely. And you know who's gonna make fun of you? Those cokeheads that are gonna be living in their parents' basement in about 2 years. So don't worry about that. Just like people made fun of me for going to Wright State University, it doesn't matter. It's your money, it's your future. Don't worry about it. And when you think about it, what is college? What does college actually teach you? I can say what I do now, I don't use really anything from college. I mean, terminology and overall concepts, but training is everything on the job. Like, I could teach a marketing, well, maybe not a marketing major, no, I'm just kidding. I could teach any major to come in and do my job for the most part. I mean, and I feel like that's true amongst almost any profession now. I can't go perform heart surgery, but you get what I'm trying to say. College to me is just like a gatekeeper. It just shows that you're willing to learn and you're willing to put in the time and effort to do something. So by the time you get done with 4 years and spend a bunch of money, employers know, okay, they're somewhat dedicated. And I don't think college is really, I mean, it doesn't say that much about you, because when you think about it, you're not solving any problems in college. All of the answers are already solved. They're in the back of the book. You're just regurgitating information.
Here's what I think. College is a long study of memorization. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Now, I do think college is something that you get out whatever you put into it. The best part about college to me is the relationships that you build, the networking especially, even more so once you move into graduate school. But you're gonna start building relationships that you're gonna have for the rest of your life.
When we were in college, this is not what I envisioned that I'd be doing in 5 years.
Wasn't predictable.
Could be doing cocaine.
I know most people get employed because of a relationship they had in college, professor, friend, it doesn't matter. You know, you meet a lot of people and it really does prepare you for the real world, in my opinion, but there's a big price tag on that. So I always try to tell people to weigh the pros and cons, because going out to the working world is gonna do similar things. So really having that long-term vision as to where you wanna go, and do you actually need that piece of paper? If you're convinced you're an entrepreneur and you're gonna start your own business and you're not gonna need a college degree, I would make the argument then why go? I mean, yes, you're gonna learn things that would help you along the line, but is it gonna be worth that $50,000 to $100,000 price tag? I don't know.
I hate college, but love all the parties. Finishing cakes and crushing bottles of Bacardi. King of the...
And by the way, when I say entrepreneur, I mean you have a real business idea. Like you're a mechanic and you want to start up your own body shop, or you're a plumber and you just want to go work for yourself, or you have a skill or an idea that you can really launch a business from. Now, if you just want to get half naked and post pictures on Instagram, you might want to consider college. I don't know how long that's gonna last. So I went on, I did the college thing. All things considered, it was a great experience, but I definitely would have changed a few things.
If you could change one thing during your undergrad, tweak a major, tweak a focus, class, what would it be?
I would focus a lot more on myself. I would focus more on networking, and I would have focused less on getting good grades.
The other thing I would have changed is I would have spent more time on career exploration. I chose finance as my major because I was sitting in personal finance class one day and I liked it. And that was it. I thought that I was gonna go work on Wall Street and be a stockbroker. Clearly that's not the case, but I'm not mad that I picked that major at all. I learned a lot and I enjoyed it, but I definitely think I could have spent a little bit more time and energy in that area. But after I graduated, I went on to get my master's. I got my MBA, a Master's of Business Administration, as well as my MS, a Master's of Science in Accounting at the University of Cincinnati. So why did I decide to get my master's? Well, that's what society told me that I should do. You're going into business, you need an MBA, right? And that's honestly what I thought. So from day one, I knew right when I got out of undergrad, I was going straight into grad school. And also at the time I was in undergrad, I was working at an internship for a CPA, and she was talking me into this whole idea of a profession in accounting to get me ready for a job in finance. And I was like, I don't want to go into public accounting. I got to go into the corporate world. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. So I'll just, I'm already in grad school. Let's get an MBA as well as a master's in accounting. I don't know. There was a lot going on in my life at the time, okay? So I was like, all right. But then, now that I sit back and think about it, like how much more money do I make because I have my MBA? Zero. How much smarter does it make me? Not really at all. Does it make me a better employee? No. In my opinion, it doesn't. Do you think a master's degree is necessary to go into business?
Absolutely not.
Has it held you back in your career at all?
No.
And that's kind of how I feel about it as well. I think it's one of those nice to have, but not necessary. And I think it's very specific on when it can actually be valuable to you. A lot of people, like if you're going to open a hedge fund, you probably need an MBA from Wharton.
If you're going to manage my money, I want you to have an MBA.
But now again, there are going to be certain professions that require more education. But if I'm being completely honest, for myself, it was more of an ego thing. Those initials after my name were, I guess, a way of validating myself that I was worthy or something. But I will say that the corporate world does a great job of checking you. At least where I'm at, I work with outstanding individuals, people that are brilliant, that could work me under the table, that might have less formal education than me. So that was really eye-opening. Like, what does this piece of paper really mean. I will say that when I was in grad school, I met my employer, and that's even how I got the job to begin with. So maybe it does come back around full circle, but I think it's something that you need to consider, because all in, I'm about $70,000 into education. That's a lot of money. So definitely ask the questions before you just jump into it. So to wrap this all up, was college a mistake for me? Well, let's start with undergrad. I would say no, because I didn't have any skills that I could have went out to the world and made a career out of for myself, other than my great subliminal marketing skills, which if you guys didn't know, you can always save 30% using travis@pscience.com. But other than that, I mean, there was nothing. So I needed an education. I needed a skill, which I learned in college. Moving on to master's, a little bit more gray area there. I can say I don't need 2 master's degrees. I don't need 1 master's degree. That was probably overkill. And I think that alone cost me over $40,000. But again, I met a lot of good connections. I found the job that I'm in today. So maybe, you know, I don't question the higher powers. But the whole point of this video is to get you guys to just ask the right questions and really think, am I doing this because someone over here is telling me that I need to do it, or is it actually gonna help me on down the line? And be very, very cognizant of the decisions that you're making today, because maybe, I think today, and like if you turn on YouTube, there's a lot of people out there that are doing very well for themselves financially. They're making a lot of money, that never went to college, and they're telling you, you don't need to do that. But guys, everybody is different. And I think a lot of us can benefit from furthering our education. And when I think about it, the reason I don't regret it is because it's the only investment I can think of that I'm never going to lose. I can buy stocks that can go down to nothing. You can buy real estate. You can invest in whatever you can think of that can all go to nothing. But investing in yourself, investing in your education, there's no one that can take these beautiful pieces of paper from me. I mean, I've got them for the rest of my life. And not even the paper, it's just the knowledge, the relationships, all of that. But again, there's a huge financial commitment there. I'm very thankful. I'm no longer paying. I'm done. $70,000 cleared. No more. Get away from me, Sally Mae. But I mean, that's a lifelong commitment for a lot of people. And I went to school with a lot of guys that dropped out. They racked up like $30,000, $40,000 of college debt that they're still paying on today and have nothing to show for it. And I don't want that to happen to you guys. So if you have any other questions, let me know down in the comments below. Anything I can do to help, I would be happy to do so. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch. You could have been doing anything in the entire world, and you chose to spend a few minutes with me. Please, if this video helped you out at all, give it a like. If you're new, subscribe. It was great to have you here. I look forward to talking to you guys next time.